to meet you. I'm
Hello.
Mr. Besser.
I'm Mrs. Schlein. It's nice to meet you. So, here today we are discussing the value of reading the Odyssey as determined by your son, Jimmy.
Yes, he informed me yesterday that he spent a large majority of his class time reading the Odyssey. And I mean, that's great that he's learning about history and like Greek stuff in the Odyssey, but isn't that really what world history is supposed to do?
Although world history does discuss the Greek area topic, in Honors English 10, we learn about the Greek gods and goddesses, a topic not discussed in world history. The Greek gods and goddesses more relates to mythology, and that's a big unit of what we study in Honors English 10.
Well, that's great and all, but like nobody follows mythology anymore, so I really don't see the value in studying this mythology. Shouldn't the time be better used doing something like writing essays or something? Because my Jimmy tells me that he doesn't write many essays in my class, and that deeply concerns me.
We try to spend an equal time of each domain writing, reading, and other forms of English class doing things for class. Jimmy has no reason to worry that we're not preparing him for things that people need, like vocabulary, literature study, and grammar.
Look, but isn't the main reason of going to school to teach you how to do well in the SATs? And I really don't see how reading the Odyssey will help you in the SATs, because the last time I checked, there was not an Odyssey section in the SATs.
Look, okay, the SATs are a one-time test. This English study prepares him for English 11 and English 12 and college-level English. The SATs are just one part of the knowledge he will need for his entire study in his English career.
You know what I think? I think that you assign books like the Odyssey to my son Jimmy just because you're too lazy to actually teach a lesson. If you just give them a book and tell them to read it, that doesn't require any work on your part.
Well, your son Jimmy does projects in English class that relate to the Odyssey. He takes his quizzes to check learning. There's the study guides, and there is a timed writing. And the Odyssey is a valuable reading choice because it is the first coming-of-age story you see in Western literature. And the story itself is really a perfect representation of Aristotle's equilateral triangle for classic literature, as shown in this handout I give to my students. We have here how the story appeals to the students' ethics, emotion, and intellect.
So basically all you've proven is that if my son Jimmy were living in like 15,000 BC or whenever this book was read, then it would be important for him to read it. But how does this help him in any way, shape, or form do well in modern day life?
The story relates very well to the student and other people in life. It is really a representation for our human odyssey in life. The story is very relatable. The characters and the gods seem very realistic to modern times, and there's no definition of perfection for them. The gods and goddesses and humans all have flaws. It's not like we're reading some pointless fable, like something you'd read about Harry Potter, who he has troubles, but he goes to a magical school. That's not what this is about. The story discusses the topic of death and how death is real. You see, Odysseus goes to Hades, but he's not bringing back people from the dead. The afterlife lacks both sense and sensation. The story includes women and animals and babies. Really, if you read something like some stories, they don't even brush on that topic. It's all about one man, one character, one plot line. It's not fake or fudge. There's nothing without feeling. The characters have great emotion and depth. You see them dealing with anger. You see them exhibiting courtesy and showing their confidence, their generosity. Seeing them dealing with death and suffering. Love and experiencing guilt, experiencing pain. knowing the existence of something greater in life, like gods and goddesses, dealing with the return home, dealing with life roadblocks, and the knowledge that common life must go on. The students here, they all deal with these things like that in their life. It's all something they can relate to. Maybe because Odysseus' journey home or journey throughout war may be a bit different from the Trojan War, but a student may be feeling a similar thing for their uncle in Pakistan or Afghanistan or wherever they may be fighting. The story, in addition to this, contains issues that still concern us today. The story is still so relatable. We see pride and excessive pride, dealing with the war and consequences of it, temptations and resisting them, loyalty to your family, to the gods, to the nation, or to your singular god, love, respect, suffering, and fighting for what is right. And although the plot itself may be irrelevant to present time, the story contains basic life lessons and timeless concepts.
Yes, I'm glad to know that my son Jimmy learns in school that death exists. However, there is no real moral to the story. What, lesson should my son learn from reading this story? Because apart from the fact that if suitors try to hit on my wife, he should kill them, that doesn't pertain to everyday life. How does this help him?
Look, it seriously is the great story. You see, Homer is an excellent author. The book is a great timeless literature piece. You see, all the concepts I just talked about are something he can relate to. How he can observe how Odysseus and Telemachus and all the other characters in the book deal with these issues. It's something he can see for himself. He can base his life off of the heroes.
You really are
Mr.
useless.
Mr. Besser, please. Mr. Besser.
I feel like I'm talking to a textbook. You are
Mr.
saying nothing
Besser.
of substance. You don't.
Mr. Besser.
You have told me nothing important ever since I came in here. I'm just going to report you to your superiors because you are an incompetent teacher. You need to be removed.
Jimmy is going to fail.
Good day.